Hello everybody, and welcome back to EJ's Trains. I know it's been a very, very long time, but today, and a couple days from now, I will be releasing some very, very cool videos about some engines I just recently got, some systems I have just recently got, and some of my engines I have had restored. So, now, with that on note, let's talk about the subject of this video. Let's also talk about some other things. And yes, it's been a very, very long time since I've made videos, but I have returned, and I will be making some videos here and there for my subscribers and everybody who views my videos, which I thank all of you. And so, with further ado, let's watch this thing run around the track. Now, we're going to take a little bit of a closer look at this engine. So let's bring it around. Okay, so, everybody, this is my 1225 Polar Express locomotive. Now, this engine, in particular, is in a 10th anniversary. You can tell this by looking at that little number plate right there That little plate, that little sticker right there, is the 10th anniversary. Now, 10th anniversary of the Polar Express was a couple of years ago, but it was to celebrate 10 years of the making of the movie Polar Express, which I know in my childhood has definitely made a big impression on how much I love my trains here. And this just happens to be one of my favorite trains, and actually one of my first engines I actually ever had. Now this is a pretty old Lion Chief set. It has the basics. It's got reverse, of course. Oh, that's forward. It's got forward, reverse. It's got the bell. Pretty typical what you think. Whistle. I love that whistle, me personally. But now, there is a couple different audio tracks, but I will show you mine if we get it. Which usually you have to run it for a little bit, then you get it, but it is one of my favorite lines in the movie. That is one. That is one. That's my favorite.
Doesn't matter where they're going. What matters is deciding to get on. One thing about trains.
And then see, sometimes you'll get duplicates like this.
Deciding to get on. One thing about trains.
Okay.
Doesn't matter where they're
Looks like we're not gonna get any more right now. But if I get any more while we're running, I'll stop and show you guys. But that's about it with the trains. This was actually one that I had repaired. The side rods were broken, the bell was broken, the light did not work. And I think it was the circuit board actually got messed up. But luckily we did find somebody that had one that was the 10th anniversary sound system in it for the Lion Chief here. So now, let's move on to the tender. And actually, if you look back in there, there is a smoke on-off switch and a chuff on-off switch. But, so now, let's look at this here. This one here does not have much, basically a normal Polar Express tender of the time period. There is no number 10th anniversary or anything on this one. On the bottom, there is a singular speaker. It's just pretty basic Lionel Lion Chief set. Now, this is about to change a little bit with the cars. So yes, my cars are a little damaged. They are old, and I did have them as a kid, so they did get played with quite a bit. So, this one though, happens to be the puppet car. This, if you look in the movie, I'm not going to give out too many hints to the people who have not seen the movie before. It is a very good movie, one of my favorites personally. But this one is the puppet car, which has some very cool, like, kind of gated doorways. I don't know if the movie accurate or not, don't quote me. But I did not see them in the movie. I believe there is, I have an example right there. I knew it was this style of car, but I thought the doors on the end, I knew it had this part, but I thought it had this part. Do not quote me on that. I just believe so. This engine, the car I was thinking, this engine we will also mention later, but right now I'm focusing on the main spotlight of the show, the anniversary of Polar Express. Now, you can tell that some of the lights are out because it just been playing with quite a bit. Over here, we got a passenger car. Now, if you look also, we do have the 10th anniversary stickers on it, along with basically all of them. We basically do. Now, this one is basically just a normal passenger car, which I believe that is the two main characters Don't quote me, I believe there's two. Actually, three. There's three main characters. I've not watched it in a while. But there's three main characters. I believe that is one. Right there. And that is one. So now, let's look at the car, the observation car. As you'll notice, this one does not have lights. It has been very played with. And on the end, right here, you'll notice it has been very heavily loved, this set. But I will show you on the back side here. Actually, I will bring the camera around. Let's go over there to check this out. So now you'll notice that this car is empty, which you might think is quite odd to recognize until you look in the back. There is one singular character back there, and all the rest is empty. Now you may be asking, why? That is another one of the main characters, and I will not mention more on that because I'm not going to spoil the movie for anybody who hasn't seen it, because I believe that will probably get me some hate in the comments. So, let's look at this from a closer perspective. So from here, this angle right now, you can see basically the front right there is the 10th anniversary sticker. Keep going, see 1225. Those are the switches I was talking about in there. That one is the chop, and that one should be smoke. Here's the tender, pocket car, passenger car, and then the observation. Now, in my opinion, this is one of my favorite Lion Chief sets of all time, just because I've had this one for a very long time, and look at how cool that is from down there. So, let's get back to looking at all the rest of the trains that we'll be running today, and then we'll start running some. Now that we have the Polar Express turned around, let's move this one back to the other side, and let's take a look at this very cool engine here. Actually, before we do that, let's give this Polar Express over here a little smoke fluid. Let's bring it up closer though. So now that it's sitting here, let's take a look at and today we are going to be using JT's Mega Steam with the scent of cotton candy. Drop a little bit in there, and then should have started smoking in a minute now when it's spinning around. So let's watch that. And okay, it is now smoking. Let's bring her around. Take a look at this. As you can probably see, you can see smoke. Okay, so now let's park it around the back. Because now it's time for the Santa Fe spotlight. post-war engines just happens to be this Santa Fe here. Now, this is a very cool engine, and I've always associated it with Christmas, kind of with the Polar Express. Not really, because it wasn't in the movie, I believe, but I've always associated it with Christmas. If I can find out a photo of the train farm, there's a Christmas tree in the background, and this engine right here is running around the Christmas tree, and it is 43 Santa Fe. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a little while, then you'll notice I have featured this in quite a few videos. This is a 1952 model, post-war era of line out. It is a set, so I do not like to run it all the time because I do have to run it pretty quick. As you also notice, that bar, the rear bar down there, has a different door. It did have some air bundles that is besides the fact. So what we are going to be checking out here is this is also going to be one of the engines that runs that. So what we're going to do is run around a quick loop real quick, and this one also does not require smoke fluid as it is in post-war engines. Anybody's wondering, let's actually just run around. Now another thing these actually have some mesh pops. I know there's another one that's great. I have some mesh pops set. We will see more clips of the Santa Fe. BNSF engine here that, let's actually bring it over here and drop it down. Okay, the next engine we have here is the BNSF number 555 locomotive. I actually have just gotten this recently. Okay, so this, as I said, is the BNSF number 555 locomotive. This is pulling a whole bunch of different freight cars from at the end. So, next, what we'll do is we will look at a couple of the features, because this is a Lionel Legacy locomotive. That's BNSF starting up. Now let's get this started up and rolling. Okay, so we got this thing started up, and it should be coming around the track soon. Fun fact, if you see that EJ car, I actually got that car as a gift from a vendor at North Pennsylvania, which is a TCA train show. I usually go there the last couple of times. I haven't been able to make it, but I am hoping to be able to make it this coming October, and hopefully from then on, when they have one, I will be able to make it. Now, the reason for me picking these cars and that engine is because you'll see right here, most of these cars either have the color red, white, or green. Now, the reason why I chose these specific colors and the specific engines will run with these colors is because the main colors of Christmas and the picture is red, green, and white sometimes. But I decided I didn't learn this engine very much in many videos, and I never really get to learn it on my way out. So, this would be a perfect opportunity to take advantage of this engine. Now, my favorite railroad personally is the MKT 680, which is the Missouri Kansas Texas Railroad, which is a Union Pacific railroad, I believe. I haven't been really on top of everything recently, but I do have the RVP train Katy, and I do have the Katy, the original Katy, that is a Union Pacific unit that is the celebration. That is another reason why I have quite a bit of Union Pacific cars, because I love Union Pacific. It is one of my favorite railroads. But my first favorite railroad has to be the Pennsylvania Railroad, because I live near a train track where a lot of Pennsylvania cars come through. So it is very neat to see. So once it comes around this last time, we'll park it in the back. Look at this next couple of engines. I do have quite a bit of Union-specific engines. I mean, I have the big boy, I have the rocket set. Actually, two big boys. I do not have a Challenger yet, though. That is my next step on. But for right now, let's get this forward. Let's look at this next engine here. As soon as we get this thing stopped, we'll take a look at this Ford Express diesel. That's the next engine we have here. Is the Ford Express diesel, which is also, funnily enough, a 10th anniversary. So we found this engine here inside the box with it did not have the two extension parts. It had this one and this one. Don't put but we did find this engine here. I've never seen another one, and I never even when I look it up, I see them, but they're always out of stock. I picked this one up at a local hobby shop of mine that closed down. And this is a very, very cool engine because of the fact that it has some cool sounds in it. And it even runs the number of 1225, which of course, from this engine, we learned that 1225 means it is the one and only Polar Express. It even runs the same colors as the Polar Express, which is a very, very cool detail. And if you look, this engine is quite similar to my ABA Santa Fe set, which I think is pretty cool. It looks more modern, but it still has some of the same features, which is kind of cool. So, let's get this thing started up. But the one thing I do gotta say about this is, as soon as it turns on, it takes off. So, just like that. Let me know down in the comments. And if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. But let me know down in the comments what is your favorite Christmas movie, and if you like the Polar Express, or maybe if you have model trains, maybe if you own a Polar Express in your collection. One thing that you'll notice about this engine's cars, rather than the steam engine cars, that they look more streamlined, almost like a passenger, almost more like a passenger train of my ABA set, that was already shown. This looks more like the passenger cars for that than it does the original set, which I believe is a cool touch. Even though it runs the same colors and everything, it has a much better interior because the other one doesn't run an interior, but it's still very, very cool. And so, let's park this engine and let's look at our last engine so you can even see it right there. Let's look at our next engine. Okay, so next what we got here is one of my favorite little tiny engines. I have a couple smaller engines, but this has to be one of my favorite, if not my favorite. because this one was actually a couple of years ago. I think it was RVP Trains and a couple other guys. I know it was Eric Siegel, which I got this shirt from, and I actually won this. It is the Candy Cane Express, and it has lights here and everything. It is a normal trolley, but it just comes with the memorable fact that it was won in a giveaway. It was kind of almost like a raffle. And it is just a very cool engine. Of course, it's got the normal stop bumpers and stuff of a normal trolley. It's literally just a trolley it is called the Candy Cane Express. So, let's get this on track here. This up. And now, there it is. As you can see, it's already got lights going. So, let me know. Do you ever get somebody to train community that you thought was very memorable? And what you thought was memorable about it? And even if you look on my page, or if you've been watching for quite a while, you notice I have a recent story when I met RGC Trains with the assist of trains.com. They assisted me in finding him one day, and he had just gotten I believe it was the Erie triplex, and that one actually is out for repair also. But if you can comment down below and let me know if you've ever looked into trains. Now, one of my favorite features of this engine is it has wherever way it is going, it has a front-facing light, and even on the sides, I love the little piston light. Now, I do not have a strong track. I only do have this track here, but it works for what I need. So, right now we're going to wrap up the time, and then okay, so let's get everything started up and running. Now that everything is running, of course, if you're even new to the hobby, you'll know that every once in a while we'll all have slip up, and in just this case, the Polar Express diesel, the one coupler was not hooked up, of course, because everybody knows it happens sometimes. But let's just get some really close, cool shots of these trains running around. our goal is to try to hit 100 subscribers. This is EJ Trains. Have a good rest of your day.